So I want to start off with this reality, and hopefully this helps you out today. You're going to blow it. You're just going to mess it up sometimes. And maybe you're like, well, that's not really hopeful for my devotional for today, but I just want you to know, acknowledging that you're going to mess it up, that you're going to blow it sometimes, is actually the key to moving forward. And in those moments, you will question what you believe. I've blown it countless of times in my life. I remember a few years ago, we were traveling into the southeast Alaska, just visiting different sites and going on walks as a family when we would get off of the ferry. And one day we're walking down this path, there's people all around, and my daughter, she's in front of me, she's picking up rocks. She just leans over and she's picking up rocks off the ground like a little kid typically does. And so I'm behind her with my wife, and something popped in my mind that I wanted to go hurdle over my daughter and show her that Dad's got some serious ups, right? And so she bends over to pick up a rock. I go running toward her. I jump into the air, and as soon as I get in the air, she stands up. And I pile over my daughter. She goes face first into the rocks, and she comes up off the ground, and her face is all gouged up and bleeding, and she's screaming, and people are looking, and you parents, you know the feeling, like someone's gonna call Child Protective Services on me. And so anyway, we go later that night, we go to a restaurant, we sit down for a meal. And the waitress, she comes up to get our drink order, and she looks at my daughter and she goes, "What happened to you?" And my daughter says, "My daddy did it," which is awesome. You're gonna blow it. And I'll say it this way, and this is maybe more true for many of you who are motivated, who are kind of entrepreneurial, you know, that sometimes the thing that you're going after the most ends up destroying a lot of what's going on in your life. Sometimes what inspires you ends up being your undoing and tearing things down in your life. It's when you're really reaching for something new and fresh that sometimes things fall apart. And in those moments, you will be questioning what you believe. And in those moments, I think God is testing what you believe. In John 12:37, it says this, "But despite all the miraculous signs Jesus had done, most of the people did not believe him." So think about that. Despite all that had gone off, most of the people still didn't believe Jesus. They'd seen miracles, they'd seen people healed, they'd seen, water turned into wine, all of these things, but still, most people didn't believe Jesus. And so for you, in those moments when you're being tested, that's going to be the moment that you have to decide what you believe. And in those moments, I want to encourage you, believe in Jesus. Trust in the word of Christ. It's in your heart, and you need to access it in those moments where you have blown it big time, and trust that Jesus has got this, and he does.